and throw in 3 blocks to boot. Last night, 23 points, 7 boards. But more importantly, the force that he was able to play with, Smalls. I mean, the guy was catching the ball, foul line extended, driving it down and dunking it straight down the paint. And it felt like I saw that play over and over and over again, especially in the third quarter. Jarrett Allen was absolutely unbelievable, and I thought he was a huge difference in why the game was so one-sided last night.
No doubt. And Kenny Atkinson, Cavs coach, said before Game 7 that when Jarrett Allen plays well, we usually win. And he was absolutely right to your point, CC. But Cavs all season long have been a bit inconsistent. Evan, last week we're talking about the fact that at the end of last season, when we were forecasting what we expected this year's postseason to look like, we said it's probably going to be Cavs and Knicks, which is exactly what we got. But first conference finals for Donovan Mitchell. So happy to see him break through and get this opportunity. First time for the Cavs since the LeBron James era. And we've talked a lot, too, about fans and home environment in these playoffs. How about the fact that the Cavs and Dan Gilbert were bussing in fans from Cleveland so that they had a presence there last night, and you really felt it, especially at the end of the game?
25 buses of Cavaliers fans sent by the majority governor of the Cleveland Cavaliers, Dan Gilbert, where he paid for transportation and the tickets for them to all go. And
Cool.
it was just an amazing gesture by him.
That shouldn't be legal.
Why is it? That's actually an interesting take. Why?
It shouldn't be. It's the owner of the opposing team buying tickets for his fans to go to the game. It feels like it's putting your thumb on the scale to some degree, no? It affects the competitive advantage. There's a reason why the team with the better record has home court advantage. If the majority governor for the team that doesn't have home court advantage pays for his own fans to go into the building, transportation and tickets, it feels like it's an unfair competitive edge.
Yeah, but then if you're Detroit, don't sell your tickets.
I agree with you, but when the owner of the opposing team does it,
he's got a bag. He can do it.
He does have a bag. He can do it. But it feels like it's a little bit off with that one.
No, I get you.
It feels like it feels like there should be some type of rule in place where NBA governors are not allowed to do that.
So I'm just looking here. On a standard Greyhound bus, it typically seats between 47 and 55 passengers. So just say 50, multiply it by 25. I'm not that smart. Whatever that is, that's a lot of fans and a lot of tickets sold.
Yeah, I would love to know the bill of that.
Whatever it was well worth it, because basically, are you saying would you pay to front the money for potentially 3 home games in the Eastern Conference Finals? You damn right you would.
Especially when you're so good at home, and they did win a game on the road, but that had been a bugaboo for them this postseason.
That's over 1,000 fans. I know these arenas see 20,000 people. I get it.
No, but that's not that much.
That's 1,000 fans.
Yeah, it's not like where you played in front of 100,000.
I understand that, but that's 1,000 fans.
That's significant.
To me, that makes a material difference.
I know.
Yeah, definitely does.
So you want salary cap circumvention for fans. That's kind of what you're alluding to.
I'm literally surprised that this is not a rule.
You know
I did not realize that's not a rule.
Here's what you need to do. You and Jovante, our TV producer, is a diehard Pistons fan. His whole life, he's from Michigan. If any family members of Cavs players were on the buses, then it could be salary cap circumvention. So you need to figure out, is anyone on the bus related to a Cavs player?
Here's the thing. I wonder if this was inspired by the Knicks taking over the Sixers arena in that series in the semis. Maybe, just maybe, Dan Gilbert saw what it looked like down in Philly and said, you know what? Maybe we can try to get a little bit of that secret sauce, too, by allowing our fans, the Cavs fans, to invade the D and have them in that arena, in Little Caesars Arena last night.
So Joel Embiid was imploring Sixers fans not to sell their tickets to the Knicks. He said, if you need money, I got you. I said, Joel, I am a fan for hire. He didn't step up to the plate. So Dan Gilbert, learning from Joel Embiid's mistake, saying, hey, not only am I going to offer you the money, I'm going to handle it all for you. All you got to do is show up.
Because, I mean, if you're an owner of a team,
that's your move now.
That's your move.
Now, not every city is as close as these two, obviously.
But if there's no rule against it,
right?
Why would I not have my people show up in droves on the opposing team's home court?
Especially if you're coming here to New York.
If the tickets are for sale, if it's just money, why wouldn't I do that?
Well, I wonder because I would imagine that it would be harder to get tickets at Madison Square Garden with this rabid Knicks fan base for the opposition. I wonder what that bill would be. Trying to get that many people.
Whatever the bill would be, I'm pretty sure Dan Gilbert can afford it.
Absolutely.
I'm pretty sure he can afford
Absolutely.
it.
And then remember, it's an investment into the next round. If you believe your fans have some sort of impact during the course of a road game, are you willing to pay, I'm making this up, $100,000 for potentially 3 gates? You're damn right you are, because you're going to make millions off of that.
And that's nothing for him.
Of course not. And it's not only nothing. You would pay the money for the goodwill you would receive in return from the fan base.
Totally.
You know, that you have there.
Yeah,
obviously great fans in Cleveland, but Cleveland fans are Browns first. Cleveland Browns first. Well, they don't admire the ownership there like they are now with Dan Gilbert, that's for sure.
Jimmy Haslam ain't buying tickets for any road games for the Browns.
And they don't have a star like Donovan Mitchell.
No, actually, next year, they may buy tickets for the road team in order to get the #1 pick in the draft. It's like, hey, Arch is coming out. Steelers fans, I'll buy you tickets to come to our building. We need Arch. Let's go. That's Jimmy Haslam's move next year.
It's actually not a bad idea.
I'm serious.
They need
Would
a
you,
quarterback.
again, same thing. It's the investment. Would you invest $100K per game to get you closer to Arch Manning?
Please.
Of course you would.
Of course they would.
All right, so
God.
Cavs do advance. They get to the Eastern Conference Finals, 125-94 victory. You mentioned Jared Allen, key to the game.
Yeah.
But let's rewind. How does Jared Allen become a key to the game? Udonis Haslam, now on Prime, our former teammate here at ESPN. Stars get you 2, role players get you 1, a coach gets you 1. Well, the star players got the Cavs 2 already. We said that Max Strus / Evan Mobley, who's now become a star in his, or trying to become a star in his role, got you 1. Kenny Atkinson, head coach, needed to get you 1. He did last night. Changes the starting lineup. Max Strus goes in there. While Max wasn't unbelievable, he still early on was guarding Cade Cunningham, took that assignment.
Yep.
And also what Kenny Atkinson did, because whether it was Donovan's idea or not, it doesn't matter. It was enacted by the team and the coach. Donovan played distributor early. Donovan Mitchell being the playmaker early, saying, I need to do everything in my power to draw the defense, dump it down low to the bigs, get Allen and Mobley involved. And then what happens? Well, they converge on them, and then you have an open shooter. Sam Merrill off the bench.
Man, he
unbelievable.
was lighting their ass up.
Unbelievable.
23
Unbelievable.
points.
23 points, 7 of 10 from the floor, 5 of 8 from behind the arc. So we said the coach had to get you 1. I'm not only crediting Kenny Atkinson. I am telling you it didn't hurt that he made the changes that he made, and they worked last night.
Yeah, and under the radar goes James Harden in Game 7, who was 2 of 10.
Oh, terrible.
He was
terrible.
awful.
Terrible.
He was awful. But that didn't matter because of how good Donovan Mitchell was and how good the others were for the Cavs. And you mentioned Sam Merrill. I thought the 4-point play that he had at the end of the second quarter was a huge, huge momentum booster because Detroit had tried to chip away at that double-digit lead methodically up until that point. And then Sam Merrill has the 4-point play, and then the Cavs find a way to extend it going into the break and had a huge halftime lead. So I thought that
and the charge he took.
And the
charge he took was very much a, like, whatever it takes today.
Yeah.
Whatever, because he's a shooter.
Yeah.
He got destroyed, and he's like, let's go.
But it's interesting, though, because I thought that he put his imprint on the game much in the same way that Duncan Robinson put his imprint on the game in Game 6, right? Mm-hmm. Duncan Robinson, his presence was missed Game 5, back in the lineup Game 6. He was awesome. Did everything for the Pistons, not just knocking down shots, but making winning plays, distributing the basketball, and then not being as much of a liability on the defensive end. I feel like there was a role reversal where Sam Merrill put on that same cape in Game 7, and he was absolutely amazing. So credit to all of the Cavs, the supporting cast, guys that are unsung heroes, stepping in a big-time spot in delivering for that team.
And you mentioned to start this, Jared Allen, the Game 7 performance that the big man had for the Cavaliers, 23-7. Their superstar, Donovan Mitchell, first conference finals of his career, as Smalls mentioned, commented on Jared Allen's Game 7 performance postgame.
This is his second Game 7, and I joked with him. I was like, man, like, this is just who you are now, like Game 7 JA, right? It's Black History Month JA and Game 7 JA. So, but no, on a serious note, like, this is just who he is. He's been phenomenal for us ever since even before I got here. He's been phenomenal in Brooklyn. I'm glad people are starting to see who he